Hi, it's Heidi Billotto here. Once I saw the crunchy, sweet cranberry hack on Instagram and TikTok and every other social media feed, I can't stop thinking about it. And so you knew that I had to try it and give it a go. So I'm gonna show you my first attempt. I always say in cooking classes, you are smarter than the food, but what I've come to realize is sometimes you are not smarter than the Instagram hack. So this is my first attempt. I thought I could shortcut the recipe by using frozen cranberries that I just defrosted so then they were gonna be wet, right? And I patted them dry and I tossed them in powdered sugar and put them in the oven, and this is what happened. Not at all what we were looking for. They taste good, but they're soft and smushy, no crunch at all. They're sweet, it's just like a whole sweet cranberry sauce. So this was a fail, but not a disaster, because I can still serve this with a little charcuterie tray or something. It's really sweet because I put a lot of powdered sugar in there, but not what we were looking for exactly. So I went back to the drawing board and I got, I'll just show you from the start. I got regular cranberries, whole fresh cranberries. I rinsed them and they're right in there. Rinse them with some, just some water. And then I'm gonna put them in a container and we're gonna top them with some sort of liquid. Now, I've watched a million of these videos. The liquid that we're gonna use varies from Prosecco and orange juice to any kind of juices to any kind of soft drinks. I don't think that this liquid has to be effervescent. Might be wrong, but I think it can just be anything. It does add a teeny tiny bit of flavor to the cranberries, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our cranberries, just put them in a container, and then, put that over there, and then we're gonna top them with some sort of juice, and I'm gonna keep it local by using Mighty Muscadine's organic muscadine juice. So this is from North Carolina Muscadines. You can order this online. We're just gonna open up a small container of it. This makes, with the cranberries and the muscadine juice, makes this really high in all the good things, the antioxidants and all of that. And we're just gonna let that sit. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator. You could add something sparkling to it if you wanted to. I think the original recipe that was done with Prosecco and orange juice was sort of like with the idea that after math, you could just drink the liquid and have a cocktail. Not so sure that the cranberries add much flavor to the liquid. They might, I don't know. So we're gonna put that lid on that container and put that in the refrigerator overnight or for at least 6 or 8 hours. All right, so I did that. I did it 2 different ways. One with the Mighty Muscadine juice, and that's what those cranberries look like. And then the other one, I had some mango juice. So I thought that might be fun to try. Now, I can't say that these plumped up. I don't think there's any difference in them from really the raw cranberries. I'm gonna dig down in there. No, they're not soft or anything. Let me taste. That's some muscadine juice. No, they just taste like a raw cranberry, which is kind of bitter. And I'm guessing the same is gonna be here. This is the mango juice. Just like a raw cranberry. It's not a big difference. You do taste a little bit of the juice on the outside, but we're gonna dump that juice off. So I don't know that the liquid that you use makes a huge bit of difference. But so I'm gonna say right this second, use whatever you want. We'll see. So now we're gonna take the cranberries. We'll keep going with the muscadine theme. These are the ones in the muscadine juice. In a colander, in a bowl. That's my beautiful pasta bowl. Shout out to my friends at Hands Pottery in Burlington. It's just a gorgeous bowl. I use it for everything. Okay, we're gonna, right there, dump those out. Shake off the juice because we don't want the liquid. I don't see anybody patting these cranberries dry. So I'm not gonna do that. You want them to be a little bit wet because you have to give something for the powdered sugar to cling onto. So now I'm just gonna do a swap out of bowls. I'll taste that muscadine juice. I don't know if I mean, it's totally drinkable. So now we're gonna pour the cranberries into a bowl. Not a lot of liquid in there at all. That was one of the problems with the frozen cranberries. I had a ton of liquid in there and I should have poured some of that off. So now we're gonna add powdered sugar. And it's a lot of powdered sugar because you want each one of these coated. Right at first, they're gonna, so let's see, that's 1.5 cups. Let's see what we get. And we're just gonna shake it up. You can put it in a container and shake if you want to, or you can shake this way. It actually works. Okay, we're already way ahead of how the frozen ones looked. I got a little clump right here I want to break up. I have high hopes for this. Because if this works, I'll tell you my next thing is I'm going to try it with pomegranate seeds. All right, I seem to have still a clump. And get those all coated. So the idea is that the powdered sugar doesn't melt, which I'm not really sure why it doesn't melt in the oven, but we're not really baking it. We're gonna put it in a 200-degree oven. I'm gonna add just a tad more. 200-degree oven, and we're gonna dry out the cranberries. So lots of different recipes tell you lots of different times. I'm not gonna tell you right this second because I'm gonna wait till I do it. Let's divide those up. Anywhere that they're sticking together, let's get them broken up. And then we're gonna pour them out, just the cranberries, not the powdered sugar, onto a baking sheet that's lined with parchment so that the sugar doesn't stick. I got them all. And now we'll just spread them into a single layer. All right, we're way ahead of what the frozen ones look like. So these are gonna go in a preheated 200-degree oven, and I'll let you know when they come out how long they stayed in. I am back with excellent results. I'm so happy this worked. Look, I left them, I found what I think is the original recipe. Just kept going back through TikTok and Instagram, and it said no longer than 5 minutes in the oven. So I did them about 3. A lot of people say 2. You know, that's what happens when you get several iterations. So I want you to see what happens. So on the cranberries, you know that were in bunches. Those got, even those baked though. See where they kind of stuck together? That's where I think those particular cranberries might have been a little wet. But even so, they still taste good. Now, these are a little bit warm because they were just drying out, but and so the ones that were wetter obviously aren't dried out enough. And I may not put those in my final container because I don't want them to wet. See, look at this, where I got just a clump of powdered sugar and the cranberries. So now the next step, and that one is a little wet too. The next step is to take these and put these in the refrigerator, or I guess maybe the freezer. I'll double check that. And let them sit and chill. And then you've got a cold, crunchy snack. But I had to do it because look, here's what happens next. There's the cranberry. It pops. That is so much fun. And so satisfying. Let's try it again. Oh, it didn't pop as much. Dadgummit. All right, let me chill them. We'll see what happens. They're delicious. Talk to you soon. And one more thing I wanted to report back in on, and that is the taste of the liquid after the cranberries have been soaking in them. So, in fact, it doesn't taste any different. This is the muscadine juice. 100% Mighty Muscadine from North Carolina. It's the official fruit of North Carolina. You can find them online. But I put it in a glass that I bought from Hearth Glass. It's a hand-blown glass in Burnsville, North Carolina. These are amazing people. You can go there and take a glass blowing class. I wrote about them, in fact, on my blog at Heidi Billotto Food. And it's a Western North Carolina company. They've been through a lot. They're in Burnsville. They need your support. You can order from them online. You can make reservations. You can buy gift certificates. Cheers. Delicious.